I mean, it's the top shelf. This is the one. Welcome to Top Shelf. I'm David Pierce, and this is our new set. This week, we're talking about the home of the future. Not the Jetsons' home of the future thousands of years from now when there are robots brushing our teeth and dressing us in the morning, but the future more like tomorrow, where we're gonna live, what it's gonna look like, what we're gonna do when we're home. We started here in New York City, where PSFK decided to take a look at what they think that home of the future might look like. PSFK is a website about design and new ideas and the future, and one of the things they're really interested in is the home of the future, what it'll look like and how it'll change how we live. So here at 16th Street in New York City, they built it, and Piers Fox, the editor-in-chief of PSFK, decided to give us a tour. Give me sort of the run-up to how you guys started doing this exhibition. Yeah. Like where did this come from?
You know, at PSFK, we write every day. We write about new ideas, especially within culture, creativity. So we write these reports about the future of retail and the future of games.
Like what are these trends that you're seeing? Like, do people live like this now, I guess, first of all?
I think people are beginning to put these products into the home and then they will do, naturally.
It's sort of by accident.
It was really
like
weird because we did this analysis and we were looking for products and we were calling PR agencies trying to get these products and these small designers. And then we realized we could go on Amazon and buy some of them. But I think what's holding probably some of it back is the sort of grand scheme. How do all these things talk to each other in a clever way?
So how do we get there? Is that like?
Yeah, I think.
Is it sort of your iPhone or whatever phone you have?
Yeah, I think some smart company has to come up with a platform, that kind of creates scenarios for you and builds it on this technology which is always already around.
Well, thank you so much. So now we're in this apartment. Let's go see what's downstairs through all the exhibition.
Future of home living experience. Really, it's a real-world trends report, basically talking about the new trends that are taking place in the home. And so in this place, we have a number of different zones, and we talk about these three big themes: adaptive, equilibrium, and on-demand. And we'll talk through. This is the DoorBot, and it is an electronic eye.
Okay.
So
there's a camera out there.
There's a camera there, you press the button and that gets beamed to your phone. Now this kayak is a foldable kayak. This kayak, it can be folded 1,000 times. It can be folded basically into a bag which is this size.
Wait, really?
The Nest is interesting because it's becoming such a mainstream product. You can buy it in Home Depot, you can buy it in Lowe's.
You think it's like helping people understand sort of what this functionality can do?
I think people have apps on their phones and very familiar with having apps on their phones, and suddenly with something like the Nest makes people realize that, oh, this is easy. I can control stuff in the home. You think when you come home, you think, how are my plants doing, okay? We show the KOUBACHI system. This is a plant system which knows the type. You basically set it up over your phone.
Yeah. So you tell it what kind of plant you have there, and then it figures out what it needs to have.
So you set it up and then it goes and you water it to you and tells you when to water things. Yeah?
That's really cool.
Life becomes easy.
Yeah.
Which is, again, a kind of fairly mainstream brand. Belkin. You can control the power output with your phone. Everybody leaves their, irons on.
Sure.
Or worries about leaving their irons on, obviously, and so you can switch off and make sure that socket's off. Health is a really important issue, obviously, for many people. And we have these consumer devices which we used to see in doctor's offices.
Yeah, even just that these are things you can buy is sort of new.
Yeah, the phone automatically recognizes you're wearing it. And with the press of a button, it pumps up just like the doctor would. So you got 133/95.
That seems high.
It's got an amber alert.
Oh no, I'm dying. Am I dying?
This might
Tell it to me straight, Doc. Convince me that Little Printer is cool and interesting. Because we've had a big debate about this.
Sure,
some people really like it, some people don't. Why is this here?
I think right time, right place, the Little Printer work. What everyone loves in the exhibition is this AQUAFARM.
Yeah.
It's a hydroponic farm, basically. And so imagine you're having a breakfast and you want to add some herb to your breakfast. This farm works with this fish that's underneath it. The plants are fertilized by the fish's poop.
Okay.
The roots of the plants clean the water for the fish as well.
So you never have to touch this thing. It's just a totally
once you set it
self-sustaining.
going and you fed the fish, you know, after the first month, it's
wow,
self-sustaining. This is called PRINTRBOT.
Okay.
What we like about this 3D printer is it's consumer priced. It's $299.
That's not bad at all. Okay.
You think about some of the prices for some of the others,
Yeah.
you know? And so you can begin to see how this technology is going to kind of infiltrate the home in different ways, yeah?
So you have a big hanging garden here, and they're all connected, right?
Exactly, they're all connected. And then inside this, there's a reservoir of water. It sends it to the top and then it drips the water down. And it can monitor the humidity, the amount of water going through, the temperature. And with a tablet, it doesn't need to be connected, it can be remote. It goes through the Bitponic system and it monitors and moderates the kind of the growth of these plants. Yeah.
I'm gonna move into this building. Is that cool? I'm just gonna live here.
It's the 101, West 15, anytime, yeah?
So one thing PSFK didn't talk about is security. You have all this cool stuff in your house, but how do you make sure that, you know, it doesn't burn down or that nobody steals it all from you? So this man has an answer to that question. Adam Sager, the founder and CEO of Canary. So tell me, what is Canary?
So Canary is the easiest way to connect to a physical place and do security and have security at home, whether you're a homeowner, you're a renter, you just want to have information, live video, recorded information on what's going on in your physical environment.
So what does security mean? Like, what are you telling me? So this is Canary. This is the thing, right? So what is this telling me?
So security is really about two things. It's about information and communication. And right now, the security systems that are out there aren't really good at either of those things. And so we were devising the easiest way to both pull information. So Canary is jam-packed with sensors, video, audio, temperature, humidity, air quality, accelerometer, and more. And it's designed to constantly stream that data to the cloud where we analyze it, look at pattern detection, and we geolocate your cell phone to know if you're home or not. We're really trying to find the easiest way to know if everything's okay in your environment. And if it's not, send all that information directly to you, to your mobile phone, notify you so you can take action immediately on it.
So you'll tell me things like, you know, somebody opened my front door unless it's me, which you can tell by my phone. Or, you know, there's carbon monoxide, or I don't even know what else. There's a fire, or somebody stole your thing from you. So it's, you know, you said some of the other systems out there are bad at the information and the communication. Is it just that it hasn't been out there before? Like you mentioned before, you sort of went into Home Depot and there just wasn't anything. So like what's been out there? What's the problem?
Yeah, so security today is really about, they are the big installers like the ADTs of the world, and there's some new entrants to the field like AT&T and Comcast. And they are the DIY, and there are a bunch of those and some new ones which are great. But both the DIY and the installers have one thing in common in that they're both very complicated.
Right.
There are sensors all around. They're expensive generally, and for a renter like myself, they're just terrible. I mean, so I'm not going to put sensors all around my home to do security, and so most people don't have any security. So 90 million homes in the U.S. have nothing, no connectivity, no security. Even if their house or apartment burnt down and they are away from it, they wouldn't know about it.
Right.
Which to us is
I guess is why you
crazy.
Because then it burns down and you're like, well, I was just renting it anyway.
Absolutely true. Yeah. Yes, but you don't want to lose your stuff.
Right. But so you have all these tools, and then you have sort of a communications back end to the whole system too. Is
exactly.
That right?
So we've both created the easiest way to connect, because Canary, you buy it, unbox it, put it on your table. We have a 30-second setup process, and then you're done. You have home security. The device itself constantly is sending data to the cloud. And you can access it whenever you want. It's user option if they want to store that data or not. We're analyzing it always to know, well, if it's normal for on Tuesday at 3 p.m. for someone to come in your house and have activities, whether it's a babysitter or someone cleaning your house or a friend of yours that visits, or is it normal for you to have a dog or cat in the home? We're going to learn that over the first few weeks you own the device, and get better at sending you informed alerts. So if we know you have a dog and the dog walks in front of the device, we're not going alert you. We're going to alert you when something wrong happens.
When somebody else's dog walks in front of you.
When somebody else's dog, exactly.
Like a really big dog.
Yeah, you have this little dog. We're like, what's this big dog doing in your house? There's definitely a problem there. Yeah.
Fair enough. So let me see. I want to see the actual. You made this so you can take it apart, right?
Totally,
So let's see the actual
electronics. So this is a prototype that we can take apart on purpose. So we put it together with magnets, here's it's one of our prototypes. We have here basically a video, infrared, both night vision and motion detection, number of sensors both on the front and back boards. This here is for our testing purposes, it'll include a speaker, a siren, and others. It's all in this, really in this compact
So it's really,
device.
it's like, it's also an alarm too. It's not just sending you the information, but it's like if you know.
Absolutely. It's also an alarm that will go off at certain times, or you can activate it yourself. So if you see something's going on, you can activate the siren from your phone.
Oh, interesting.
As a deterrent to get rid of someone that's in your environment.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so it's like, is it just new that all of this stuff is so small that you can put it all in one sort of little package like this?
Yeah, well, what we have today is we have ubiquitous wireless broadband in homes. Everyone has wireless connection. You have the actual video technology is so amazing today. Even a couple years ago, it was very different, especially IP video. Third, you have data storage. So to both stream and store data in the cloud, a couple years ago was so expensive to do that no one was really doing it.
Right.
So
remember it was like there were old systems where there was like a video camera, but it was like $49.99 a month to access the video that was in the cloud. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and you have a lot of systems that are like that today.
Right.
It doesn't need to be like that. Yeah, it doesn't need to be. And so with Canary, we're actually providing alerts, backups. You can use your friends and family's backups. You can have live video or both incidents that have happened all for free when you buy the device on the phone. And so it's a complete game changer. It's taking a model that's a few $1,000s, like security or even DIY systems that will cost you thousands of dollars, are complicated to set up. The average person won't set one of those up.
Right.
We're getting rid of all of that, and we're saying you can simplify by having one device. If you're in a larger environment, larger home, you can have more than one. They all work together. But in most apartments would literally need just one device, and then you can have security.
Yeah, where do you put it? Like, is there, if I have this like tiny little New York apartment, should I put it somewhere where it's like facing the front door? I guess it's sort of a different device depending on where you put it. Maybe?
We tested this in about 100 apartments in New York and other cities. And the best place to put it is if you can see the front door and the living room or the main hallway at the same time. What happens is in apartments, if something goes wrong, the likelihood that they'll pass by a central area of that apartment is over 95%. So if they're, you'll see it, you don't need windows, sensors on, your bathroom window. Like how is that useful to know when someone's opened your bathroom window? You want to know what's going on in your environment. You want to be able to see it immediately on your phone and be able to take action from it. And if it's nothing, hey, maybe it's, you're at work and you have a child, as your child's first steps that you happen to capture. And that's great. I mean, it allows you to be there, to be present in an environment and in a very unobtrusive way.
Cool. And so there's apps to control all this stuff, right? Can you show me how the apps work?
Yeah, so it's all, of course, prototypes now, but all working prototypes. So you have the basic app, which you can connect at any time. It's giving you immediately, if there's an alert, the immediate last alert. So
now that alert is like, somebody opened the door or somebody,
there's movement, when there's not supposed to be, there's a rapid rise in temperature, totally. So this was 2 minutes ago. Actually, we have this one is set up in our office, so you can see my co-founders here in the video. You can get historical data or events coming from it, so you can know what happened over time. And this is all going to get so much more personalized as we continue to develop, because we're launching now the product in a crowdfunding, but the actual product will come out towards the end of the year, beginning of next year. And so the app and everything will be just so much improved by that time and available on the iPhone, and we're planning for the Android as well.
Cool. And there's stuff coming for the iPad too, because that's kind of what I want to do, is sit and just like be Mr. Security Guard and just monitor my world.
Exactly. So
Sounds
our roadmap is iPhone, then iPad, Android. Of course, it'll be web enabled, so you can access it with the web at any time. In that, our plan is to get through all of that before launch, and then and from there just keep developing.
Cool. And so where do you you mentioned the app will be better and different by the time it comes out. What are you guys thinking about now? Because like once you put all the sensors in this thing and stick it on the table, there's like a lot of stuff it could do, right? So what else are you guys sort of thinking about?
What's really going into this, and the heart and soul, are the computer vision, the algorithms we're developing to learn about your behaviors, and those, because it's all done in the cloud, it'll keep getting smarter and smarter over time. So even if you have the device day one, it's getting smarter both by learning about you over the first few weeks to learn your patterns, but it's also getting smarter because we're learning about everyone and how people operate in general. And so learning about the community and how people operate, we can make our algorithms smarter to know what's normal and what's not, and to be able to send you better and better alerts. Because ADT, if you have ADT or another security system, their false alarm rate is 99%.
Right, because they just go like, oh crap, the alarm went off. We have no idea why, but the alarm went off.
So like less than 7% of people that have alarm systems actually have video in them. So yeah, if your ADT alarm goes off, they're going to call you, you're not home. What are you going to do?
Right.
I mean, are you going to send your neighbor? Are you going to go home? Probably they'll send the police.
Yeah.
The police will drive by. If they don't see anything suspicious outside, then they'll leave. I mean, that's what they do.
So here's my question: do people care about security?
Totally.
Like they should.
Yep.
But do they? Like, have you done any research or looked into all this stuff?
We've done research. There's publicly available research that show, a number of the surveys show that up to 85% of people want some kind of security in their homes. Absolutely.
Encouraging.
In fact, a new survey that was just released showed that 40% of people wanted security video in their home. And it's such a new thing. I mean, so few people have video in terms of security. So it was great for us to see that. But for us, security is not just about keeping bad guys out. Right. It's about giving you information from your environment. And that information might be, learning about the air quality and the temperature and how it acts during the day. It might be about making sure that someone you're looking after is comfortable. So my father, who's in California, can help look after his father, who's 96 and lives in Florida. It can be about looking after a child and making sure that the child is safe, and both their environment, the temperature, the humidity in their environment, and also, if you have a babysitter, like, are they doing appropriate things, like checking on at work? So safety and security for us is not just about one thing, about putting sensors around the house. It's about being more connected to that physical place in a very easy and an almost fun way.
And this is something you could, convince your 96-year-old grandfather to actually plug in and let it work.
My 96-year-old grandfather is on Facebook, and he could probably install this himself.
Wow. Yeah. Your 96-year-old grandfather's on Facebook?
He was on Facebook before me. Yeah.
That is totally. I'm very impressed with this man.
Yeah. He's awesome.
So this is coming out for crowdfunding this week.
This is coming out for crowdfunding and on Indiegogo.
Yeah.
And
how much is it going to cost when it comes out?
It's going to cost between $149 and $199, depending on how quickly people jump on there.
Fair enough. And is that about the price you're going for the retail?
Yep, that'll be the retail price will be about $199. And as I said, the app's free, the basic service is free, connectivity, alerts, everything, backups, and this kind of thing has never been done before. And so what excites us the most is the ability to give people access and security that haven't had it. Like, if you think about it, people in the largest homes, they're the ones that have security. They're the ones that need it the least. Like, large single-family homes are the ones that are least likely to be burgled, least likely for there to be a problem, least likely to have a fire, least likely for any problem, because they can afford the best construction, the best equipment, and they have security. Apartments, which are especially rentals, are the most likely to have a problem. And they're the ones that are least likely to have security. And that's crazy for us. I mean, that's unfair. So we want to democratize security, make it available for anyone, and just and say, tell the big companies that their way of doing things is not needed. Their way of doing things doesn't work, and this is a new approach.
Cool. And I don't have to, convince my landlord to let me drill into the wall to stick something up there.
Absolutely nothing to install. You take it, you buy it, you put it on the table. You can move it from room to room if you want, or you can obviously take it with you if you move from one house to one apartment to another. Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, Adam, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Really appreciate it. I gotta get one of these. And
absolutely.
My parents have 2 cats, and just are constantly petrified that the cats are dead. because, you know, they might be.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
they're old. What are
they
you gonna
probably
do?
are, yeah.
And yeah, and so like this is, you know, it's peace of mind.
Yeah, I mean, they could, you know, talking to New Yorkers, probably more than anywhere else, the first thing people think about are their cats or their dogs.
Yeah.
And the ability to like, wow, I can see what's happening all day long, just check in on them, like, you know, brings pleasure to their lives. So you can do that too.
And you get like a live webcam of your pet and just watch
live video anytime you want.
Yeah,
exactly.
so awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate
It's great to be here.
Cool. And that's our show. Thanks so much to Adam Sager for being here. Thanks to Piers Fox from PSFK for showing us around the home of the future. We will be back next week on Monday and every Monday, and be sure and check us out on YouTube and download us as a podcast if you want to, and we will see you next week.